Hello everyone, sorry I haven't been online for a while. I tried to go live from Malaysia, but that didn't work, probably because of the internet. So let's return to the Peru travel vlog and get this thing going. So at the sixth day, I took a tour up to Mirador de Volcanos, which is 4,800 meters high. There you can see the 7 volcanoes. And on the way there, we got to see a lot of cute llamas. Oh, they're so adorable. After that, we went to the city of Chivay, and I had a really nice kind of lodge there where I could stay. And from Chivay in the afternoon, I relaxed in some hot spring in Chacapi. After that, back to Chivay, and we enjoyed a nice dinner and some traditional sort of Peruvian folklore, folk dance in the evening. So all this is going to be in this video, and there's going to be a lot of pictures and a few little video clips as well. I hope you're going to enjoy it, and please like and subscribe. You don't know how important, and comment please. Not these weird comments I've been getting, but just normal comments, please, my dear friends. Just say nice, or we like llamas, or whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything. It's for the algorithms. I really do want to get this channel going. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it.
The way to survive altitude is by chewing coca leaves, which are legal in Peru. And coca leaves, yes, that is the base ingredient of cocaine, but it is not processed and it's not as strong. Actually, you have to chew a lot to be able to feel something. But my guide told us to use a little piece of carbon, like a peppermint one, and that would help you to sort of get a little bit out of the working ingredient out of there. Actually, I got a little bit of a buzz, but I was chewing a lot of these leaves. Anyway, here's a very cute little vicuña. So there are 4 different llamas in Peru. These are the wild ones, the vicuñas, and apparently their wool is the finest and most sought after of all of them. So they haven't managed to domesticate this, and you've heard the stories of llamas like spitting at people. They are the most chilled creatures ever, but these wild ones, they can get a bit jittery and a bit sort of nervous. So we were told not to approach them. I mean, they were pretty chilled. I mean, I used the zoom to get these pictures, so we were quite far away from them. But they are the ones that would spit because they feel threatened. And the other llamas, we have, of course, the normal llama. They are camelids, which means they are related to the camels. And we got alpacas as well with a lovely wool, and vicuña. So this is Misty. It is the highest of the volcanoes around Arequipa, and it's considered to be the mother of all the volcanoes. You can see this kind of white lava. So, you know, they called Arequipa the White City, and that is because of this very light colored lava. Normally lava is black, but up here it turns to be a bit white. Here we have domesticated llamas. They're very cute. I really like them. They're kind of a bit comical as well. I can only think about Monty Python. Here's Misty again, and a little bit more close you can see the white type of lava. Not llama, but lava that they have here. We are so high up over sea level, we're sort of over 3,000 meters, that you don't really have any vegetation or trees up here. It's more like a tundra. And yeah, sheep, not so exotic. And here are more llamas. And we sort of stopped by at a kind of a llama farm. It wasn't so much of a farm, they were just walking around there, but they all have these cute little earrings, so you can see who they belong to, which I find a bit nicer than branding them like they do with cows and so on. The little earrings are cuter. And there are different types of llamas, and some of them seem to be like mixes of llamas, of alpacas, and of the normal llamas. So here I am enjoying the llamas. Hello. Hello. Hello, sweetie. You're not gonna spit at me, are you? No. You're so cute. Yeah. Hello, baby. There is also another type of llama, so the vicuñas, the alpacas, the llamas, and there is a very rare one called the gocuñas. You can see there's some flamingos up here as well. I didn't know that they could live in this kind of cold and desolate. There are some vicuñas in the distance, and you're going to see more flamingos soon. As I said, I always kind of associate flamingos with tropical kind of lakes. But even up here at this high altitude, you do find them. And also these Peruvian boobies, those are the blackbirds with the white heads. I always thought their name was kind of cute. Little boobies. Here we have flamingos and this kind of desolate landscape, which is very fascinating. There are the boobies. Some of them don't really have very white heads, but they are black. And we were making our way to this mirador. So mirador, it means like viewing point. And this is a high mountain as well. It's about 4,800 meters over the sea level. But from there, you can see all the volcanoes that are around Arequipa. But this particular day was maybe not the best one for volcano spotting, because as you can see, it is very cloudy. So could I see the volcanoes? No. But here are the signs showing you in this direction you can see this volcano, and this is this other volcano, and I couldn't see anything apart from clouds and this kind of barren science fiction like landscape. But at least you can see the signs and of like the way they should look, the volcanoes around Arequipa. And then after that, I had to pose a little bit with the Peruvian flag amongst all the volcanoes. You can't see Misty behind me there. That was the only one that was visible. Here's the valley, and down there, there is Chivay, and that is where we were going to stay the night. So we drove down into the valley, finally going a little bit further down. So stop the dizziness of being so high up and the very thin air that makes you sort of winded all the time. This is the cabin where I stayed, this little lodge. Isn't that cute? And then we went to the spa in Cachapi. And I'm sorry if I'm slaughtering all the names, if I'm butchering all the names, but I'm very bad with it. So these are hot springs because it's all volcanic ground. As you know, it's like completely surrounded by volcanoes. And here you can see me soon kind of enjoying the hot water and the steam. Really love that. And this is a view from the spa looking out into the wilderness, all these mountains covered with clouds and so on, very dramatic. Peru has got a fantastic landscape, which is very beautiful in its kind of majestic. And then we ended the night in this restaurant where they had this like typical folklore dancing, which was mainly just them running around kind of thing. But they had lovely costumes, lovely music, Peruvian music. You're going to hear it very shortly when the video starts to play. First, I got to pose a bit with the dancers, with the artists themselves. So here I am in the middle of the dancers. Yes, I got my jacket on. So the next dance was a bit weird. You had this guy with this kind of black balaclava on, and they were dancing around. I thought it was like the devil or some disease or something because he was defeated, and then she put an apple underneath his chin, and I thought, yeah, that's fine. And then then he got her on the ground and put an apple underneath her chin, and he started dancing around. And it all kind of ended with him carrying her off. So they got the tourists to do the same thing, and then they dragged us all up to do a bit of a dance here. So here we are dancing away, having fun. It's a bit touristy, but it was good fun. So that was part 6. As I said at the beginning, I'm sorry I've been so late with this video, but that is because I was on a travel and I was planning to do live, but it didn't work. Hopefully in the future I will be able to master it so that I can do it live. After dancing with the folk dancers there in Chivay, I went to sleep in that lovely cabin that I had in Chivay. The next day we set off to the beautiful, stunning Colca Valley. So part 7 is going to be this amazing, beautiful valley, and some condors as well. They were very difficult to take pictures of. They kept flying too high. Well, they are condors, aren't they? So what do I expect? And after that, we were on our way to Lake Titicaca. So unfortunately, you're not going to get many pictures of Lake Titicaca because I was so stupid that I stopped chewing those coca leaves. I thought, I don't need them. I feel like a llama, like just chewing on these leaves all the time. It's doing my head in. And I actually ran out of the leaves, so I wasn't. So by the time we got to Lake Titicaca, I had altitude sickness, and the next day I was just spending it with my head down the toilet, because Lake Titicaca, I think it's like 3,500 meters over sea level. I was not feeling well. The day after that, I was wise and managed to get some coca leaves and some coca tea, and continued my travels towards Cusco. But first of all, next video coming up, and now I'm going to try and get into the groove of like doing these very often, much more often than I have been doing. So hopefully not too long. I'm not going to promise anything. I keep promising and then it gets delayed. But hopefully not too long before the one after this. But coming up soonish is going to be part 7, Colca Valley and condors.